Thank you. It's so good to be here. I can't even tell you, to see this group of people in this room and knowing how you feel about liberty just warms my heart. I don't love liberty because I'm a Republican. I'm a Republican because I love liberty. I look at the platform that is in the Republican Party. We stand for that. We stand for liberty. We stand for liberty in our national constitution, in our state constitution, and in our party constitution. We say that we espouse the values that will bring liberty to ourselves and our posterity, and that resonates with me. I will tell you a little bit about my journey that brought me to this point. In my little small town of Blanding, I watched bad policies destroy the lives of people, and I recognized the danger that it is when we have really bad government policies. I wanted to find out why. Why would we do this? Why would government make decisions that destroy the lives of people that they're supposed to serve? And I ran for county commissioner, I ended up running for state legislature, ran for the governorship last year, and it's brought me to this point because I'm trying to figure out what is the solution to this, which brings me to a really important point. So I'll try to explain this vision a little bit. After Jesus gave the parable of the sower, his disciples came and said, "Why are you always teaching in parables?" And he said something I think is really central to us. And he said, the prophet Isaiah said that people have eyes they don't see, they have ears they don't hear, and they have hearts that don't understand. He said, through the parables, maybe, just maybe, someone will hear and they'll understand. Maybe they'll see and they'll believe. And maybe their hearts will be changed. Maybe they'll be converted, and I can heal them. This is not a small thing. I believe in liberty. I believe in freedom, but not that freedom that we talk about in a constitution. I believe in the freedom that comes from our hearts. That's who we are. That's what this is all about. I wish that I lived in 1765 back in Boston. If I did, I would have been a member of the Sons of Liberty. I really believe I would have, as would many of you. I would have been there in 1770 when the Boston Massacre occurred. I would have been there in 1773 when the Tea Party took place, because those people were pushing back against a government that did not have their interests at heart, and that's what we're about. They were called all kinds of horrible names too, including bridge burners, but they actually burned bridges to impede the direction of their enemy. I will say this too. I've been reading a lot about the Salem witch trials. 1776 would not have been possible without 1692 and the lessons that they learned in Salem. The people there that turned on each other with the purity test that we've talked about, with the judgment. And we found out that you can't put the collective conscience in the hands of government or in the hands of judges or even in the hands of churches. It belongs to the people. And we saw peoples whose lives were destroyed by their own neighbors with the best of intention, trying to protect themselves. Now you could say we're not going to have any of that in this day and age. We're not subject to the Salem witch trials, but I will tell you, as I have looked through the social media posts, and just like the Salem witch trials, these girls who felt like they had been afflicted by a specter, and that was the test. In fact, it wasn't until Governor Phipps, his wife, was accused of witchcraft that they said, you know what, drop this stuff. This is nonsense. But when I look at social media, I see the same kind of feeling. People telling horrific stories about how they've been afflicted by the specter. Usually the specter of Casey Gell, by the way, so. This is not what we are about. I love liberty. I love what this party can do. As we go forward from this point, we will be united. I will stand behind Rob Axon. He's a friend of mine. I love Donald Trump. He's my president. I've supported him. I appreciate Senator Lee. I appreciate these people. I recognize their efforts and I support them. But this is a time for you. This is your party. The Republican Party is yours. And today you will decide what direction this party takes. When I was a county commissioner, I first came in and I was talking about, I think I quoted Thomas Paine saying, it's not about a few acres of land, it's about the cause of liberty that we're fighting here. And one of the people, a distinguished gentleman, came up afterwards and said, "That is a fight you will never win. That's like David and Goliath." And I said, "Number one, I'm not interested in any other fight. And number two, you should read that story again." Thank you.